Summertime might mean sunshine and lemonade, but in Grandma's world, it also meant it was time to freshen up the whole house. With windows open and dust blowing in, she had a treasure trove of clever ways to clean smarter, not harder. These aren't just old wives' tales, they're real, useful tricks passed down through hot summers of making do, working efficiently, and always leaving things better than she found them. So let's dig into Grandma's 35 clever summer cleaning hacks you'll wish you knew sooner. First, when the sun was shining and the clothesline was up, Grandma took full advantage of it. She'd wash her pillows and hang them outside, not just for the fresh scent, but because the sun naturally disinfected them. The UV rays helped kill off dust mites, and by the time they dried, they smelled like fresh air and sunshine. She did this every summer and said it was the only way to really reset a pillow. Grandma had a secret weapon for cleaning window screens, an old paintbrush and a bit of baking soda. She'd remove the screens, lay them flat, and dip the brush in baking soda water to scrub gently. The bristles got into every nook, and the soda lifted dust without tearing the mesh. She'd hose them down afterward and let them dry in the sun. They always looked brand new. Mundram. To freshen up her rugs without hauling them to the cleaners, she'd sprinkle baking soda mixed with dried lavender over the surface and let it sit for an hour. Then she'd vacuum slowly, letting the scent work its way into the fibers. The house smelled like a garden afterward, and the rugs felt softer underfoot. She called it her dry shampoo for floors. Nangavde. For window tracks filled with dirt and grime, Grandma used a butter knife wrapped in a damp rag. She'd spray a little vinegar first, let it sit, then run that makeshift tool along the grooves. It picked up every speck of debris, and she'd follow with a cotton swab for the corners. No need for fancy tools, just a little ingenuity. Aindavde. Her secret to streak-free windows in summer? A mixture of water, vinegar, and a tiny squirt of dish soap in a spray bottle, wiped clean with crumpled newspaper. The soap cut through grime, the vinegar left the shine, and the newspaper polished like a charm. She'd do all the windows early in the morning before the sun baked streaks onto the glass. Aravde. To deep clean her mattress in the summer, she'd strip the bedding, sprinkle it with baking soda, and let it sit while she aired out the room. A few drops of lavender oil added a soft scent. After a few hours, she vacuumed it all up with the upholstery attachment. The whole room smelled fresh, and the mattress felt renewed without ever needing harsh sprays. Yeram, she never forgot the fans. Every summer, before turning them on full blast, she cleaned the blades with a pillowcase. She'd slip the case over each blade and pull it back while pressing gently. The dust stayed inside the fabric instead of flying everywhere. Then she'd give the motor a quick wipe with a damp cloth and some mild cleaner. It took 10 minutes, and the air felt cleaner all season. Yertavde. To get rid of fruit flies, Grandma made traps with mason jars, apple cider vinegar, and a drop of dish soap. She'd poke holes in the lid or stretch plastic wrap across the top. The smell drew the flies in, but the soap broke the surface tension and trapped them. She'd tuck one near the fruit bowl and another near the compost bin, and the problem was solved within a day or two. Divyati. She used lemon rinds and salt to scrub wooden cutting boards. After cutting lemons for lemonade, she never tossed the rinds. She'd sprinkle coarse salt on the board, rub it with the inside of the rind, and let the natural oils and acid do the work. Afterward, she'd rinse and dry the board in the sun to finish the job. It smelled amazing and removed every bit of odor and stain. Patavde. For musty towels, she ran a special summer cycle. First a hot wash with vinegar, then another with baking soda, no detergent either time. Then she'd hang them on the line to dry in the breeze. No mildew smell, no stiff fibers, just soft, fluffy towels that smelled like fresh air and sunshine. 11th. The garden hose doubled as a cleaning tool in her world. She'd drag rugs, doormats, and patio cushions outside, give them a shake, then blast them clean with the hose. She followed up with a vinegar spritz and left them to dry in the sun. It took barely an hour, and the whole porch looked guest-ready again. Panirandaude. Grandma made her own air freshener with citrus peels, rosemary, and vanilla. She'd simmer it on the stove, then pour it into jars and place them around the house. On the really hot days, She'd stick one in front of a fan so the scent would float through the whole house. It beat any store-bought spray, and she could make it from things she already had. Padimundravathu. She scrubbed her tile floors with a mop dipped in hot water, vinegar, and a squirt of Castile soap. Then she'd follow with plain water to rinse, drying with an old towel under her feet as she shuffled around. It got rid of grime without leaving residue, and the floor dried in minutes thanks to the heat and breeze through the windows. 14. To clean her washing machine, Grandma ran a hot cycle with 2 cups of vinegar and a splash of lemon juice. Then she'd wipe the inside drum, seals, and detergent tray with a cloth soaked in baking soda water. She did this once a month in summer when humidity made mildew more likely. The machine smelled fresher, and the clothes came out cleaner. 15. She never bought deodorizers for the trash can. Instead, she dropped a few dried citrus peels and a tablespoon of baking soda into the bottom of the bag before adding any garbage. It absorbed odors and added a faint citrus smell to the whole kitchen. She changed the peels out once a week and never had a smelly bin. 16. For cleaning ceiling fans without making a mess, Grandma used an old pillowcase again, but this time with a light spray of vinegar inside. She'd slip the blade into the case, press gently, and pull back, trapping dust and wiping at the same time. The vinegar helped break down sticky buildup from summer humidity, and nothing ended up falling on the floor or furniture below. 17. To freshen musty closets, she'd place bowls of baking soda or activated charcoal inside during the hottest weeks. When humidity made linens and clothes smell stale, these natural deodorizers kept things crisp. She also added a few sprigs of dried lavender or rosemary in sachets, hung from hangers or tucked into drawers. It kept moths away and made every outfit smell like it had been dried in a summer field. 18. She cleaned her vents and baseboards with a paintbrush dipped in a mixture of warm water and a drop of lemon oil. The brush bristles reached into every groove, dislodging dust and debris. The lemon oil gave it a nice shine and helped repel more dust for weeks. It took just minutes, and it made a surprising difference in the look and smell of every room. 19. Grandma had a trick for sticky residue on glass jars or windows. She'd mix equal parts baking soda and cooking oil into a paste and rub it on with a rag. It lifted old sticker glue and tape marks like magic. After wiping it off, she'd rinse the glass and hold it up proudly. No streaks, no scratches, just sparkle. 20. For greasy stove hoods and filters, she'd boil a big pot of water, add a 1/4 cup of baking soda, and soak the metal filter right in. The grime floated off like butter on soup. She'd finish with a quick rinse and hang it out in the sun to dry. The stove always looked like it belonged in a magazine, even after frying bacon or making Sunday dinner. 21. Her secret for spotless patio furniture was simple: a solution of warm water, a splash of dish soap, and white vinegar. She'd use a soft brush or sponge and give the chairs, tables, and loungers a good scrubbing. Then she'd hose them down and let the sun finish the job. No stains, no stickiness, just clean, sun-dried furniture ready for lemonade and company. 22. To clean sink drains in the summer, Grandma used her fizzing trick: a 1/2 cup of baking soda followed by a cup of vinegar. She'd cover the drain with a cloth while it fizzed, wait 5 minutes, then rinse with boiling water. It cleared minor clogs, deodorized the pipes, and made the whole kitchen feel fresher. 23. She used old socks as dusting mitts. Spritzed with a little vinegar or lemon water, she'd slip one on her hand and run it along baseboards, shelves, and blinds. The soft cotton picked up dust without pushing it around, and she could toss it in the wash when done. She called it finger-fitted cleaning, and it worked better than any fancy duster. 24. To clean air conditioner vents, she wrapped a butter knife with a damp rag and gently ran it between the slats. This let her reach deep without bending or breaking anything. She finished by spraying a little diluted vinegar to kill off mildew spores. It helped keep the airflow clean and cool all summer. 25. Grandma freshened mattresses between deep cleans with her summer linen spray. She mixed water, vodka, and a few drops of lavender and eucalyptus oil in a spray bottle. She'd lightly mist the mattress and let it air dry while the windows were open. It gave her bedroom a crisp, spa-like scent. without any chemicals. Yirubati aru. She cleaned plastic toys and outdoor gear with a bucket of hot water, dish soap, and a splash of hydrogen peroxide. The solution was gentle on hands, but strong enough to cut through grime and summer stickiness. Whether it was action figures, plastic chairs, or beach toys, everything looked ready for another round of backyard fun. Yirupati yere. To keep her dishwasher running clean, Grandma placed a bowl of white vinegar on the top rack and ran a hot cycle once a month. Then she'd sprinkle baking soda on the bottom and run another short cycle. It dissolved grease, cleared odors, and left the machine sparkling. She said it was like giving the dishwasher a bubble bath. Yirupati yerte. She cleaned grill grates with half an onion. While the grill was hot, she'd stab a peeled onion half with a fork and rub it along the grate. The natural juices lifted off burnt bits and left the surface slick. It smelled a little funny at first, but the next round of burgers always tasted better. For glass-top tables, she used a spray made from equal parts vinegar and rubbing alcohol with a few drops of lemon oil. It cut through smudges and water spots instantly. A microfiber cloth did the rest, leaving the table crystal clear and streak-free, even in the brightest summer sun. She deep cleaned her fridge with a summer citrus mix, equal parts warm water and vinegar, with orange or lemon peels steeped in for a few hours. She'd wipe down shelves, drawers, and door seals. It cleaned away stickiness and left a fresh scent. She always said a clean fridge made your food taste better. 31. To keep flies off the porch, Grandma filled mason jars with water and a few shiny pennies, hanging them by windows and doors. The light bouncing off the water confused the flies and kept them away. It sounded silly, but we never had flies in her kitchen, no matter how many windows were open. 32. She cleaned her garden tools with a vinegar soak. After a day in the dirt, she'd dip trowels and clippers in a bucket of vinegar and water for 10 minutes, then scrub with a wire brush. The metal came out rust-free and sharp, ready for another day in the flower beds. Grandma's secret for shiny faucets was simple: wax paper. After cleaning them, she'd rub wax paper over the chrome. It added a light coat that repelled water spots and fingerprints for days. Every sink in her house sparkled, and it never took more than a minute to do. She kept the microwave spotless with a steam clean. She filled a bowl with water and lemon slices, microwaved it for 5 minutes, then let it sit for a couple more. The steam loosened grime, and the lemon neutralized odors. One wipe with a cloth, and the inside looked brand new. And finally, Grandma always kept a bucket by the back door with all her summer cleaning supplies: vinegar spray, old rags, a scrub brush, and a bottle of dish soap. That way, every time she stepped outside, she could do a 5-minute task: wipe a table, hose the doormat, freshen the porch railings. It wasn't just efficient, it was her way of keeping a tidy, welcoming home without ever feeling overwhelmed. So now you know, Grandma didn't wait for messes to pile up or chores to become overwhelming. She handled things with clever little tricks that turned cleaning into something simple, even satisfying. These summer hacks weren't just about tidying up, they made her home feel fresh, welcoming, and full of care. If even one of these ideas made your life a little easier today, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, and let us know in the comments. What's one cleaning hack you learned from your own grandma that still works like magic? We'd love to hear it.